Hello, hi, welcome to GMA Talk, your most beloved talk show, favorite talk show right here on YouTube and your favorite social media platform, GMA Talk. Say it with me, GMA Talk. Thank you for always tuning in, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, for commenting, and thank you for sharing. And thank you for always coming here to watch the newest and latest videos on everything that is happening in the world of refugees and migration here on GMA Talk with your host, yours truly, Gerard Mutabazi Amani. This week we'd like to cover something that is happening in the United Kingdom, in the UK. The UK government recently started a new policy of taking asylum seekers or migrants rather to this water or middle of water, you might call it. They really have a ban. I'm not sure if you call it a ban or ban, but it's this accommodation which is in the water, in order to deter migrants or refugees from coming into the United Kingdom or making the dangerous journeys across the water. And if you have following the story of migrants and refugees when it comes to the United Kingdom, you would note that the government has been trying to offload really the responsibility to care for asylum seekers, the responsibility to give asylum seekers a fair procedure, a fair hearing when it comes to hearing of the claim of asylum and offering refugee status accordingly. Past months and as also throughout last year, and the case is still going on in court of trying to offload the responsibility to the country of Rwanda, wanting to ship the migrants which are coming into the UK, wanting to ship them to Rwanda to be hosted there or to be taken to other countries, and those are still going in legal challenge, still in court, and the court hasn't allowed such deal to go through because it's a humane deal. It's against human rights, against the humanitarian rights, it's against really international law of fair procedure and fair hearing to asylum seekers and migrants. And so with this latest scheme of the United Kingdom government really of the ban trying to deter migrants who would come to UK, housing them in the water. Basically there's accommodation or there's a building or apartment which is built in water, floating in water, and some of migrants have been starting to be transferred, to that accommodation. And one of the argument that the United Kingdom government is bringing forward, it says, this housing asylum seekers and migrants in hotels is costing the government millions of dollars every day, and this is to narrow down the cost, and not just the cost but also to send a message to deter others from coming into the United Kingdom through these dangerous journeys that they are taking. And so there is argument and protest from refugee organizations, from migrant organizations, from legal point of view, from human rights point of view, from activism point of view, in terms of the violations of human rights, the violation of a fair hearing, the violation really of welcoming and offering humane accommodation to migrate the asylum seekers as they're waiting for the case to be heard, as if or not they will be offered a refugee status. And so we continue to see in the United Kingdom over and over again, the government really trying to do all means, whether it's humane or inhumane, whether it's going against these people's right or not, trying to do everything really to deter migrants, to not tell them you are welcome here. And also this is also having to deal a challenge with cost of also housing or giving shelter to these asylum seekers and migrants. So this is one of the way of the United Kingdom saying, stay away. If you come, this is where you'll be housed. If you come, this is in the water, far away from everyone, far away from the land, far away from accessing services, far away from accessing the necessities, far away really from the luxurious hotel or accommodation, as they so put of that they were offering asylum seekers and migrants up to recently. And so I would also like to highlight on one of the challenge of affordable housing, or rather cost of housing that continue to skyrocket, in countries such as the United Kingdom, or in unions such as the United Kingdom, because there is so many countries, about four of them in the United Kingdom. So in the union such as the United Kingdom, whether it's in the United States, or whether it's here in Canada or in another country, we are seeing that the argument that is being made as a result of not wanting to welcome asylum seekers or migrants or refugees, is the cost of housing, cost of accommodation, cost of hosting these people. As recently as about 2 weeks ago, we went through the story in the New York City in the United States of really the mayor of New York City telling asylum seekers or migrants not to come to the city as a result of skyrocket living cost, living expenses, accommodation. And as recently as I was reading also in the news of in New York, asylum seekers, some of them are starting to sleep on the street really, because there's no accommodation, there's no shelters to house them. So all of this is challenges, some of the challenges related to cost, but some of the challenges is related to political will really of government and the lawmakers and those leaders, not wanting, to rightfully accommodate refugees, asylum seekers migrate into the land, to wanting to really put off the burden, to wanting really to put off the responsibility to other levels of government, or to humanitarian organization, or even wanting to ship off migrant refugees and asylum seekers to wherever they came from. So instead of governments really around the world, in cities, in provinces and states, to be closely coordinating and working together with humanitarian organization, the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, whether it's UNICEF, whether it's the main UN organization, trying to see how these asylum seekers, migrants, and refugees, they can be accommodated, they can be housed, they can be supported accordingly. But governments, we're seeing over and over again taking full responsibility, taking sole responsibility, wanting to take give others and take off this responsibility from their hands. And so calling really to government, whether it's here in Canada with migrants and asylum seekers experiencing challenges with housing or affordable housing, some of them sleeping outside or being hosted or housed in church, or even being housed in by businesses or friends and family, or whether it's in United States where you are finding challenges housing and accommodating asylum seekers and migrants. Really, we should, or government should really put together comprehensive plans to see how, together with organizations, humanitarian agencies, of trying to help and accommodate these people accordingly, as they are going through the legal means, as they are going through waiting for the cases to be heard of whether they will be offered refugee status or not. So this is really one thing that is we continue to see over and over again happening in the world, whether it's other countries in the European Union or just in Europe as a whole. Really, whether it's in the countries of those which are closest to Mediterranean Sea, whether refugees are going to Italy, whether they're going to Greece, whether they're going to Spain, whether it's to these English channels in the United Kingdom. What we have seen over and over again, these people will make those dangerous journeys. These people will traverse, through seas and mountains and put their life in danger in order to reach the final destination. And so what the governments around the world and organizations can do is work together and coordinate necessary means to house and to protect and to ensure refugees are not being taken advantage of, such and asylum seekers and migrants, such as we are seeing in Tunisia. Refugees going through dangerous journeys, not being welcomed by the authority, going through challenges, being discriminated against, or what we have seen in countries in Libya, the refugees being put in detention centers, some of them being sold or treated as slaves, or even what we have seen, the deal that was struck a few years ago between Turkey and the European Union of trying to deter migrant and asylum seekers from the European shores. So we are seeing over and over again where leaders are not taking responsibilities, government are not taking responsibility, because these are humans, these people need help, and everyone has to work together in order to support and accommodate them accordingly to ensure that their lives are not in danger, and these dangerous journeys they're taking, they're not going to waste, or even others are not being encouraged by these dangerous journeys others are taking. So right here on GMA Talk, that we wanted to cover here with what is happening in the United Kingdom and around the world when it comes to responsibility and rights, of government caring for refugees, government caring for asylum seekers and migrants, and working hand in hand with organizations to see how they can be best supported and accommodated accordingly. So stay tuned next week right here on GMA Talk with yours truly, Gerard Mutabaziamani, for another news or updates of what's happening on the world of migrants and refugees. And here on GMA Talk, we believe that refugees are more than refugees. Love, peace, and unity. Thank you.